Hello, welcome back to the Birdsong Knits podcast. My name is Elaine, and I'm using a new camera today. Hopefully, the video is better. I've had multiple tries with a few different cameras, and I think this one's going to do it. So, thank you for coming back if you've been here before, and thank you for trying out the podcast if you are new here. And I hope that you find something for you here. Something that you enjoy. It is very warm today, and I'm feeling it in my house. Probably it's time to turn on the air. I think it's well over 80 already. So yeah, it's just gonna be a toasty day, but I'm very grateful for it. Got the short sleeve dress on, and I'm grateful for the sunshine, and I love summer. I love it so much. And the funny thing about summer is I want to knit and crochet more, and it has really shown in the last week. I had a lot of difficulty with my knitting in the last week, but I also had a lot of fun. So I'll talk about all of the ups and downs. Let's start with my finished projects. There's only one. This is a pair of socks that I talked about last week, and they're finished. So these are the West Yorkshire Spinners Wood Pigeon colorway. Wow, this new camera is a bit odd for me as far as where I hold my yarn, and all the things are opposite, and that didn't happen to me before. So please pardon my confusion and awkwardness. I really love these. They're for a friend. She has breast cancer and is beginning her chemo treatments. And who doesn't want a little bit of cozy love for your toes when you're not feeling well? I hope that it will express my love to her, and she will appreciate them. And if she doesn't, that's okay too. She could pass them on to her daughter or someone else in her life if she would like to. So these are done. I don't know when I will gift them to her, but probably by this weekend. So they're so soft. They just really turned out lovely. Nice texture. What else do I want to say about those? I always knit my socks on a 32-inch ChiaoGoo circular needle. So that's what these are on, and that's what I knit them on. I did 20 rows. That knit stitch is doing something really weird. What did I do there? That's fine. It'll blend in. No one else will notice. 20 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing. I didn't count. I think I counted the stripes to make sure they have the same length. They don't match. You can see that especially in the opposites thing is really confusing. You can see that in the heel, right? I'm gonna look so awkward in this video trying to hold things. The next pair of socks that I started really gave me so much trouble this week. Here they are. And I don't know if they're gonna make it. I don't know if they're gonna survive. So I had 2 scraps, these colors. So if they look like they were dyed for each other, I don't know what they are. I literally pulled them out of my scrap bin. They had no labels. I had a total of 50 grams, and I was making a child sock. It seemed sufficient. But then I realized my plan was actually not to use very much of this, and it was about 50-50 as far as like what percentage from each colorway. So that means I really only had 25 grams of the main color. And she's a 9-year-old, not a 4-year-old. So, and she's a decent size. She's got decent sized calves. She is, athletic, and just like my son, he also, I do the same size for him, which is 56 stitches, which I don't think of as child size. I think there are adults that use the same number of stitches. And remember, I am on size 0, but still 56 stitches. I wouldn't do for myself, but I do 60 for myself, and that's not that different. So by the time, and then their feet, you think that they're smaller than they are. They're getting so close to adult sizes now. So this is the first sock. Isn't it beautiful? Honestly, I love the sock. I wish it would focus for you. There we go. I think it's beautiful. After this, so I put this in so that I would use more of the blue, but I still don't think it was enough. I wasn't going to use it for heels and toes because I suspect that it does not have nylon in it, which makes it really not good for heels and toes. But then I was running out of yarn, so I knit this in the blue, the tonal blue once, realized how little yarn I had left, ripped back the heel, and I was like, I'll just put in the blue heel, and I still don't think it's enough. The second sock is started, but not, so I've done this much on this sock, which means I have 30 more rows before the heel. I'll do the heel flap in the blue, and then I have to do the whole foot, I mean up to the toe, in the tonal. Even if I do striping, I still have 2 inches to go on this. I had her try it on yesterday. So I have still 2 inches to go on this. I could do it in a striping sequence like this. I could start the striping now and only have about 10 rows of the tonal blue. Still don't think that's enough. What do you think? I should weigh it. I'm not gonna weigh it right now, but I think I really think this is less than half, and I still have more to do here. So this is frustrating to me, because isn't it frustrating when we have to rip out our knitting? But the reality is I will feel better once I rip back. So my plan is to go back at least those 10, possibly even more, and make it a short sock. So I could almost do like that, and that would be cute. Or maybe do one more stripe and then do the foot. I have options. I showed it to her yesterday. I told her the dilemma. She is a fellow crafter. I taught her how to, I did teach her how to knit. Oh, I want to talk about this needle. I did teach her how to knit. It felt challenging for her right now. She's been crocheting. She just made her aunt a baby blanket. I'm so proud of her. She understands. So I told her, if this doesn't work out, you can come and look at my stash and pick out a new color. And I really would love to knit this colorway for her. Isn't this fun? This is a Yarnable, February 2024. Love is Love. Isn't that colorway spectacular? So even if I don't give these to her, I do want to finish them. I'm very pleased with the color. Do I? Because I have to remember, now I've used this for the heel, and is that really a good idea? My cat is using his scratching post next to us. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I might keep it for my son. If I finish it, they wear the same size. They have the same number of stitches. And that way, you know, whatever happens with the heel and toe, like if they wear out, Michael doesn't wear through his socks. I've never seen him make a hole. Other people that I knit for will wear through them quickly. So maybe they would survive with him, maybe not. It's okay. One more thing I want to say about this project is this is a new to me needle. We talked about it in the last episode, so you might have seen that. I had gotten it in my Easter basket. So I'm still doing size 0 magic loop, 2.2, yeah, it's a 2mm needle. These are the Addi Unicorn, EWE Unicorn, circular needles, and I had never tried them, so I wanted to try it out on the next sock project, which happened to be these. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, you guys. I might just rip them out. I don't know. Anyway, the cable I love, and I am so particular about my ChiaoGoo red lace needle, specifically for the cable. And not specifically, I love everything about the ChiaoGoos, but I love the cable on that needle. Here is, oh, here on the other sock, I'm using the ChiaoGoo red lace. Some of these have been eaten partially by cats, which is really frustrating to me. They like to bite on them while I'm knitting. Like if they're on my lap, then they'll just turn around and bite it. The cable on this is just as lovely, if not more so. It's very similar. This is a little bit, got a little more slip in it or something. It's just so smooth. It's lovely. I enjoyed the needles. The tips were not quite as sharp as the ChiaoGoos. I'm going to hold these up close and then hide. So this, you can see the needle is, this is the unicorn because it has the texture on the needle. It's supposed to be like a spiral, like on a unicorn horn. So you can tell the difference. Can you see any difference between the tips? Why can't I hold them up to the camera, you guys? Oh, 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 we're getting some. Okay, they look so similar. I guess the ChiaoGoo tips are a little bit longer. I find them just a little bit easier, a little bit. I did not feel like I was having a ton of difficulty with these needles at all getting into the stitch. So that one's very minor. I would say comparable, and certainly would not slow me down from choosing to use these needles. The only thing I did have difficulty with is the join. It said it had a smooth join. I would argue with that when comparing to the ChiaoGoo. It was worse at the beginning. I can tell that it's wearing, so maybe it won't be an issue much longer, but it definitely had a little catch as I was sliding the sock over. And I don't have that on the ChiaoGoo lace. I still will use these needles. I'm glad to have them, and I will pick them up. But I just wanted to share that with you in case you are interested in trying it out yourself. I don't know what's gonna happen with that sock, you guys. I love the colors. I just wish I had more yarn. All right, my next work in progress. I always have to look up the name of this sweater because I always forget, but we made some progress, and I marked where I was last time so I can even tell you exactly how much progress I made. I tried to keep up with this, but I got really excited about new projects. I didn't work on the hexagons at all this week. I talked about that last week. It distracted me from a bunch of stuff, and then I did nothing with them this week, which is bizarre. Okay, this is called the Sorgan-Free Fold-Over Jacket Mini. I'll have the link to all of these projects in the description below, and so you can follow that link to my Ravelry project, which will link you to the pattern. So here's the sweater. That stitch marker is where I was last time, so probably 5 inches. 4 inches at least. Maybe that's, yeah, 4 to 5. What do you think? So we'll have a garter ridge, I think like this at the bottom. So that adds just a touch, but I'm guessing I should do 2 more repeats. I don't want it to be short. The reason I'm having to guess is because I'm knitting a size now based on my gauge. That's not even in the pattern. I think it went up to 3 years, and I'm guessing this is more like a 4-year size. So I need to compare the difference, I guess, between the 2-year and the 3-year, and then kind of estimate what then the 4-year would be. It has buttons over here. It will have buttons over here on the side. So it's one of those like buttons along like the side. I think that's better for baby than a 4-year-old, but and since my intention was to knit for a 2-year-old, I was okay with it, and now I've accidentally knit a 4-year sweater. This doesn't happen to me often with knitting. My gauge is spot on with the pattern, even though I don't check my gauge. But this time it wasn't, and that's fine, because luckily I have 3 nephews instead of 1, and the others are older than the one I was knitting for. So knitting a bigger size is okay. I can always go back and knit him another one, and at some point this sweater will get passed down to him. So the birthday of the middle child, who apparently the sweater is for, his birthday's in July, so I have some time. But I would like to work on it every week until it's done, because otherwise if it just sits for a little bit, it's gonna linger, and I don't want that. Even if I finishing the body seems very feasible for this week and a motivating goal, so I would like to have that done for next week. Okay, another project I started, you guys, I got some Premier yarn, and I recorded this whole segment on unboxing the yarn, and it was really fun. And then I realized one of the issues with my other camera that I'm not using anymore is the microphone doesn't work. So there was no sound, so I can't share with you my unboxing. And I've decided I purchased an insane amount of yarn in the last week. Not normal for me. You guys, I have to call somebody in a few minutes, so I'll have to stop this and come back. But It was really fun. I had reasons for doing it, but I'm not sure I'm going to share it all in one episode because it's a bit much. All right, so I knit this baby blanket. It's just a square, you guys. It's like super boring. This is for charity. I actually, it took me 4 starts with this because I didn't use any pattern and I couldn't decide what stitch I liked with it. Couldn't decide what needle size I wanted to use. So this is my 4th attempt. I only made it through, one time I made it through the whole first skein. But I started this yesterday and the majority of the blanket is done. I just want to finish the border. So I've done 2 rounds of single crochet around the border. I'll tell you about the center in a second. But I want to add shells. So I'm 1 round on this blanket from being finished. And I started it yesterday morning, but then I restarted it and restarted it and restarted it. By the time I finished, my last start was probably yesterday, maybe 4 p.m. It might have even been, no, because I think it was later than that. So this is probably a 2-hour project. Which is lovely when you're charity knitting, because I honestly would like to produce a fair amount. So I'm not going as much for quality as I am for quantity. This is Premier Yarn, Serenity Chunky Tweed. So I got this on sale, you guys, and I think it's gone. I think they were closing out. If you know what, check. I could be wrong. I think this yarn is so cute. Look at that colorful tweed. I think it's so cute. I'm really into tweed right now. When you see all the yarn I've purchased, there's so much tweed. I don't know what my deal is. But to me, when I was making this, it just reminded me of cupcake sprinkles, like a birthday party, confetti. It was just really fun. And I think the pattern, which is a half double crochet in the back loop only, shows off the yarn fairly well. That's an end, I think, you guys. Yeah, that's a loose end from where I added a new ball. So you can see all those pops of little flecks of color. I think it's really sweet. It will be lovely to drape over a baby car seat or stroller, or to lay your baby out on. The Premier Serenity Chunky Tweed is 97% acrylic and 3% viscose. It's machine washable and dryable. Very easy to take care of for a baby blanket. And you guys, this was a $2 ball of yarn. Is that true? $2 and change. Oh, yeah, because I got 3 of them for $7 and a few cents. Maybe 20, 40 cents. So let's just round down for a minute. Okay, let's just say it's about $2. And it took me, it's going to take me 4, not a full 4, 2.5 to finish this blanket. I think I'll still have some in this, in this, well, maybe I'll use the 4th. I don't know. It'll be close to do the shell border, scallop border. So that's that. And they are wanting the smaller size. I initially started out with 70 stitches and it was too wide. They want, for the charity through my church, the Prayer Shawl Ministry, they want the baby blankets to be like like, I'm going to measure this in the end. I'm going to guess it's somewhere like 27 inches by 27 inches. I'm guessing anywhere between like 25 and 30 would be a good fit for these baby blankets, square. They're not that particular. They actually did not give me instructions for sizing for the baby blanket, but I looked at other ones they had and it seemed to be the majority of what they had. So, oh, what should I show you next? You guys, there's so much yarn sitting over here. I think those are all no, those aren't all my projects. One more project and then we can move on to acquisitions and you can hightail it if you want. I'm gonna pause after this so I can go make this phone call. This is a new sock. I ordered this thinking it was something that it is not, but that's okay. I'm still trying it. So this is Premier Fruits sock yarn, which is acrylic and PBT, I think. 93% acrylic, 7% PBT. I've never knit with that combination before. I just bought one 50-gram skein, so I'm making shorty socks. I don't love this yarn. I am open to definitely using some alternative fibers because, again, I'm giving away all of my socks, not to charity, to friends and family, but it's still not many people know how to take care of the wool. This is into the heel flap, you guys. So the front is just like these few stitches. Here, let me get out of there. Okay. Can you tell it has a bit of a sheen? And the yarn. I dropped the ball. Of course, the yarn, I'm going to try and put it on my, it's almost got like a rope kind of texture. That's the wrong word because it's not, this is soft. It's just the twist is so intense that it's more like rope than yarn. I don't know. Anyway, I was trying to order the Farm Stand yarn, but I forgot the name of it, and I saw this, and I was like, oh, that must be the yarn that I was hearing about on YouTube. The Farm Stand sock yarn is new. It has a very similar, it's made of very similar fibers. Not sure what word I was looking for, but it's, I really get the impression that it is a pretty different yarn. So I'm gonna make the socks in this, possibly keep them for myself to see how they wash and wear. It's an option potentially for other socks, but I'm not sure that I love them. So, okay, someone's calling me. I gotta take this call and I will talk to you soon. Okay, I'm back. I was outside talking on the phone, so my face is a little bit red. All right, so I was gonna share some yarns that I purchased this week. I'm not sharing them all, but I will share some. So I went to YarnCon this last Saturday, which is a yarny event in Chicago, and they have many hand-dyed vendors crammed into a smallish space. I mean, it's a decent size, but you put that many people in there. It was very crowded when we were there. It was wonderful and fun and a little bit insane. So these are the yarns I got. I'll show you my favorite first. So this one, now I know the owner of this place and she's local. And it does look like she has a website. So mostly what she does, typically she's doing needle felting. There we go. So I usually don't buy anything from her because I'm not into needle felting, but she had some yarn and I saw this from across the way and I was like, oh, see the tweed flex? I'm obsessed right now. And look at the green and pink and orange flex. I love it. So this is DK weights, 80% merino, 10% neon Donegal nep, and 10% mermaid stellina sparkle. It's 100 grams, 231 yards. I probably needed more than one to make anything, and yet it was $28. I could only afford one, and I don't know if it will ever be anything or if I will just admire it in this game, to be completely honest. I initially didn't purchase it and I was like, oh, I need too much to make a full DK project. I'm just not picturing it as like a hat. It's not what I want it to be. Maybe a cowl. I like shorter cowls anyway, so we'll see. But so I walked away from it. I walked around the whole show and I had to come back. I had to come back. And so I bought it. So this one is so pretty. I think it make beautiful Christmas socks. It's looking a little bit redder than it is in person. It is red, but it's like a maroon, not maroon because it's kind of purpley, right? It's like a deep, darker red. Looks like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just my screen. And look at the stellina. So no tweed this time, but it did have some stellina. I want to make Christmas socks with some kind of pattern on the leg. It's acorn and oak fibers called Stardust, I think is the base. Yep. Colorway is Red Spire. 435 yards of superwash merino nylon and stellina. So 75 merino, 20 nylon, and 5 stellina fingering weight. And this one, I'm sorry, I will include her shop link in the description. Then I got 2 sock sets from the same shop. These were so reasonably priced. This is 50 grams plus 20, I think. Yeah, 50 grams of the speckled of the multicolored skeins. I guess they're not maybe variegated. And then the words mini is 20 grams, and it's 80/20 superwash merino and nylon. This one, so this is from Evergreen Fiberworks. This colorway is the vintage leather bound book Bitsy set. They're calling them Bitsy sock sets. These are just looking a little bit brighter on my screen than they are. This I would say is like, that almost looks like a pinky purple, and that's not how it looks in person. It's just purple. And then this one is called Kingfisher Bitsy set. The color seemed pretty close. I want to make these for my son, and I might cast them on very soon. And then this one was my, like, well, I can't get that one purple. Initially, I wasn't going to. I can't get that purple DK one. And then I saw this tweed sparkle. So this is from Fangirl Fibers, the Romantasy collection, and the colorway Romantasy. So it's pink with tweed and stellina. It's 90% superwash merino, 5% stellina, and 5% acrylic neps. There's 436 yards in this fingering weight. Beautiful. And then the last thing I bought from YarnCon, here's the label, or the handout they had. I wonder if they had a count of the, here's a black and white photo of what the room looks like. It's like 50 vendors. No way, it feels like so many. I would have guessed so many more. I think there's about 50. 52. That's incredible. I would have guessed 150. Why did I think that? So then I came to, have you ever heard of Mochi Mochi Land? I should have grabbed the book that we already had from upstairs, but I love that. Well, gosh, I've had this book for so long, and I've been reading it to my son since he was little. It's got knitting patterns, but it also has 3 stories about these characters who are knit. Now she has a TV show with her knit characters called Wooly Wooly, and it's on YouTube. So I bet my son would have fun watching that. I got this for my son too, this little sticker, because he loves cats and he loves Mochi Mochi Land. I've been reading him these books. Anyway, she had these. I will give these as gifts. They're a bit young for my son, but they're so cute, so stinking cute. All pictures of things she's knit. This is the dog opposite book. You know those cute doggies. What else do they have? Ugh. Just like dogs taking baths and scrubbing themselves in the shower. Opposites, bath and shower. Ugh, wet paws, dry paws. Isn't it cute? So I'll give these as gifts to people who have new babies, and no one else will give them these books. I often pick, one of Michael's favorite books, like Goodnight Moon. Well, what are the odds they're not going to get that from like 5 other people? So that will be fun. I just bought those to give as gifts, and I'm glad that I did. She had her whole Mochi Mochi Land set up on a table there, and I took video of it, so I will try and insert it. If not now, then I'll do it at the end of the video, just so you can see. It was so cool, and hopefully it wasn't too, sorry for all the crinkling, it wasn't too fast moving, because I was trying to get the whole table, and I wanted to be able to show it to my son. He wasn't with me, but he would have loved it. I guess I have time. Okay. So let me show you a few other things that I got from Premier Yarns. Where should I put this? Right here, maybe. So the other Premier yarn that I got 6 of these. So this is the same yarn as that green that I had knit into the, crocheted into the baby blanket. So I'll make more charity baby blankets. That's what these are for. So this one, the tweed is just black. It's pink with black tweed nips. And yeah, all the stats are the same. So I have 6 of those, and I probably will work these up right away. I kind of want to work my way through that yarn. I did just go to Hobby Lobby, so I know I can use 3 to 4, probably close to 4, to put into one blanket with just this color. But that leaves me with 2 left over. So when I was at Hobby Lobby earlier, sorry for more crinkling, I bought some yarn to go with that, but it's at the bottom of my bag. Oh, it's gonna be such a mess in here when I'm done recording. That's okay. So I will probably do like a ripple blanket and stripe these. What do you think? I think it works. It's obviously the only tweed yarn, but they didn't have any other tweedy options. Tweedy. But I think that's gonna look cool. It looks pretty cohesive to me. So maybe I'll do that one next. I don't know. Just fun. Well, I guess I want to make sure that I won't do that next. I'll do the solid one, and then I'll just be using the leftovers after I do the solid color blanket. I also bought, when I was at Hobby Lobby, this yarn. I've been eyeing this one. Every time I go there, it catches my eye. So I finally pulled the trigger. I literally love this. I love this yarn. I like this a lot. And it's so soft. It knits up so beautifully, or crochets. I usually crochet this yarn. It crochets so beautifully. I would love to do a solid baby blanket in this, like just use this color. But I did also, it was the 30% off week, so I went ahead and got what I needed. I also got some other colors to put with it. So I can also stripe them. I probably will do a ripple blanket for this as well. I love ripple blankets. And for some reason I just find them so interesting to crochet on. They keep my interest. Should I have told you all the colors? I love this yarn. Yeah, and I didn't really show you the other yarn. I'm not in the habit of this, obviously. Okay, so this is $4.99 before the 30% off discount that Hobby Lobby has every other week. So if you go to Hobby Lobby, don't buy yarn when it's full price. Wait till next week. Go ahead and look, pick something out, buy it the next week. It's 100% acrylic. It is a size 4 yarn, and it is 142 grams, 252 yards, and the colorway is Fruit Salad. To go with it, I got more. I love this yarn for the most part. This one is a stone wash, so it's a little bit tonal. They didn't have the right purple color that wasn't tonal. Also $4.99. These two have less yardage than this one, but they're the same price. They're all $4.99. This one has only 142 grams, 252 yards. Same as this one, so these are the same size. The colorway of this stone wash is berry. And then this, I love this yarn. It's a solid color. The colorway is turquoise, and it has 199 grams, 355 yards. And I was also adding in this yellow, but I love this yarn did not have the right color yellow, in my opinion, to match with the fruit salad colorway. So this is, I think it will be just fine match. It's Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. There's 142 grams, 232 yards, so comparable to the other two small ones. 100% low pill acrylic size 4 yarn. Okay, and then let me jump back to these, not the Premier yarn because we already talked about that. These are I Love This Yarn Chunky. So size 5 yarn, same as this, the Serenity. well, Serenity Chunky Tweed. They have a Serenity that's not chunky. They are all 100 grams, 109 yards, size 5 bulky, 100% acrylic. This one is Plum Garden. We'll see how that works up, those colors in like the ripple. Be interesting. I hope there's not like pooling or something. This is Plum Berry and Heathered French Lilac. Okay, so there's all of that, all the info this time. And then the last yarn that I will show that I got is again a mixture of Hobby Lobby and Premier. They're going to go on the same project. So this is another discontinued yarn, but I think there's some left online. So these truly were $2 a ball. They came in bags of 3 for $6. And I got 4 different colors from Premier. But one of the colors I wanted, I haven't opened these. One of the colors I wanted that was more neutral sold out before I could complete my purchase. So I don't have any neutrals. Look at these. I mean, they're all pastel-y. This one's kind of, and this one's kind of, but still not quite neutral. So this Bamboo Fair yarn is 60% rayon from bamboo and 40% cotton. It's a size 3 yarn, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 273 yards. This is the clay colorway. It's my favorite. This is my second favorite. It's called Sprout. This one is Azure. And this one is Periwinkle, I think. Yeah. So I want them in a blanket, but I don't want them like this, to be honest. I want a neutral to break them up. I tried white and I tried linen. I took them into the store with me and I liked the linen. So I bought 6 skeins of that. I'm going to show you the yarn in one second, but what do you think of the colors? So I think it'll be another, honestly, it'll probably be another ripple. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something more creative with that. Squares. Will that be more creative? I don't know. This is Yarn Bee Bambootiful. It is not the exact same percentages, but it's the same materials. So it's 50% cotton, 50% viscose from bamboo. Another size 3, and yeah, this one says don't dry it, doesn't it? Does this one say don't dry it? This one's machine dryable. Oh no, it says lay flat to dry. So maybe the cotton shrinking is the concern. I don't know. So that will make baby blankets for charity, except you can't wash, you can't dry them. I guess I'll think about whether I want to give that to charity or give it to someone I know who's like, you know, at least you can machine wash it. It's not super, you don't have to be quite as careful with it because you can throw it in the washer. But anyway, I think that's all the yarn I'm showing. I bought a little bit of yarn from Walmart for another baby blanket that I want to make. Can you tell what I'm planning on working on for the next few weeks? And I actually did get one more yarn from Premier, but I need more yarn to be able to complete a project with that. So I'm just going to leave those in hibernation for now, and decide. I'll just work on other things first. So next project, I'm going to finish this green blanket today. Probably this one because I know I can do it so quickly, and I would like to turn in a few projects to the Prayer Shawl Ministry. I have a meeting with them tomorrow, like their weekly meetings tomorrow, and last week was my first one, and everyone was so nice and welcoming and kind, and it was just a sweet group, so I'm looking forward to going to that. They don't meet over the summer, so I'm going to think about what I'll be doing over the summer. Like, will I just be making things and setting them aside? I don't know. Right now I'm very inspired to make baby blankets. I think they're so fun. I would love to make some bigger Afghans, but it's going to be fun to just knock out a few smaller things first. Also really enjoying crochet right now because It's a bit easier on my wrists. For some reason, knitting's been a little bit more challenging for me. And I'm enjoying the economy yarns just because the price point is so accessible and it's easy to share with other people since I'm not making anything for myself, which is how I want it right now. So that's what I'm dreaming about, what I'm working on, what I've acquired, what I've finished. That's everything for you. I hope you have a great week. I hope to be back here next Tuesday, and I will see you then. Bye.